Oh, greetings, thank you for joining us tonight. Broadcast brought to you by Fifth Dimension. Okay, greetings. Alright, so tonight is just do a 12th Dimension connection. I haven't done one of those in a while. I guess you do galactic updates to a certain degree. I haven't put galactic updates in the title. This is something kind of around about that. The world's going nuts. I guess Trump's going to be impeached. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'll go into that later. Some other day. We have private sessions throughout the week. We have whatever this is, a scheduler, overhead channel, NBA Bazaar, Google Hangouts, Zoom channel by phone. Shop here. 10 days for delivery. Same situation here. Other channels and heroes I do recommend. Yeah, social networking and absolute awesome. Alright, thank you for your support. Alright, yeah, the Trump thing, I was going to do a whole nother thing on that. Yeah, who cares? But who cares in the long run? It's all just a big joke anyway, right? Unfortunately. It is, no, either way. Alright, so 12th dimensional beings might connect to other zeta energies. Also, just basically 12th dimension, I put ET in the title. It's basically 12th dimension from spirits, but we just sort of just ride with it. So, I feel like this haven't been doing anything in a while. So, alright, which one was this? Oh yeah, then uploaded the Galaxy Edge thing. The theme park walk is tomorrow. It'll be uploaded tomorrow. Finally got it done. We got Universal. I'm behind on that, but and other things. So, alright, here we go. Blessings. Here we go. Greetings to you. We are, yes, of the higher dimensions, if you wish to believe it. Basically, you're a mirror of yourself. You're a mirror of your astral self. You're improving yourself here. Now you wonder what's the point of life. Well, that's for you to figure out, as you probably have heard. Everyone is different. Many come here not to grow at all. You realize that. As you can see, that's a major number of your world. How can I not learn something? So basically, many of you are wishing to blossom like a flower. Not necessarily in looks, but within. In spirit, yes, you can only go so far. But here, that's when you open yourself up. You open up the can of worms. Now, many have done in other incarnations. You come here for a specific task. Meaning you're here to, like, pull the lever, change the world. You're not necessarily here to go through a lot of lessons. You're here to make a single difference. But also many of you are here to bring astral energies, astral knowledge here. Basically shift the dimensions. Maybe, yes, to bring in a new timeline, basically. Your zeta energies are, yeah, they have various roles. Basically, yes, they're a disformed human compared to you to kind of outline what's to come. Basically, to give you the idea, now if you had a reptilian up here, feline, that would have worked, but many of you prefer more of a kind of like a strange, bizarre human version. And feline energies will eventually show up, and others. Be careful what you wish for. Yeah, they keep themselves hidden because your world's not ready for it for various reasons. It's basically when humans do see it and they feel like it's not real, when in truth is real, that shows how afraid they really are of what they're seeing. And the zeta energies, many, it's done on video for a reason, to kind of put that vibration out there. And many do mentally shut it down, because once again, they're just terrified within, not wanting to show it, and once again, they don't be taken out of their direction. You don't want to realize you are bringing a new chapter into this reality. Alien knowledge will, yes, around the 10-year mark, will start to become more part of your society. As the old ideas are fading out, shutting down, not completely, there still has air in them, sort of. Even your Star Wars is kind of losing its edge. yes, it will hit bottom and then reactivate most likely. Maybe not in the way you thought, but also to bring more philosophy here. Philosophy of interdimensional travel, ideas of the mind, where you can think and go somewhere else, find yourself on another planet, or interlock with another soul, another human here, and basically interlock with many, not necessarily for mind control, but basically blend your soul with someone else's. So you realize that your average human is shut down due to the Neanderthal programming. Basically, to ground them to be safe, but basically they're energy keepers. What kind of energy keepers are? Because it lessons, there's much more. There's a deeper meaning to that. But basically, realize that many that are holding themselves back actually challenges all of you that are open is to increase your speed, to open yourself up even more. So they're actually grounding you more than you might realize. And when they are ready, they'll come out of their closet of third-dimensional thinking. Because the fourth dimension is here, but not as hard, strong as you might think. It is in pockets. It's within humans. Of course, many of you individually are all shifting differently. Many of you are on it technically on different planets right now, different realities. You're all just interconnecting. So you're looking for this, new Earth, but you're all kind of new. You're all each other a planet. You're a universe, but also a planet. And your planets are interacting. Some of you are very violent, some of you are very kind, some of you are all this, all that. So the different planet energies that you connect to. Because remember not to limit yourself. Yes, you have a library in your mind. You can do anything. The unlocking the library is not so... Because your library will shut somebody else down. In most cases. Your Area 51 is a library, a secretive one, a manipulated one, but shows you your shadow government's alive and well. Why does the world need a military base? Because your shadow government does not want to be found. So it's keeping you people busy, productive, and out of the way. But that's going to change. Because when you connect to these buildings, you'll see it in a different dimension, different energy field, and also realize that there's other realities you can be outside of Area 51, open up a dimension, walk through it, and be inside of Area 51. That's what many of you are technically working on at this time. Of course, the energies aren't fully right for that at this moment, but does not mean it can't occur. Your limited human is, yes, tiring itself out and getting more depressed because realizing how long can you hold on to old ideas. This is a 1950s reality. It's old-fashioned. Old-fashioned die hard, don't they? So the third dimension is dying hard. It's going to get uglier with the human because their baby is going to go away, as many of you know. Now, many of you aren't doing this for ego purposes or anything like that. Basically, just to clear out the old idea system that's not exactly working for you so well. And that shit's going to get stronger. You already feel it, doesn't it? Your 2020 is an activation number. It's an activation year. It's already, yes, it's pre-activated. It's not fully activated. It doesn't mean you're going to see, have lights in the skies or anything like that. But you'll feel a shift where you're not where you used to be for some of you. And you knew, yes, you're technically doing God's work, but yes, 2020 is kind of like, yes, like your 2012, but more active. It's like an active volcano. You're shifting out of the old into the new. Once again, your human that's in the desert period this time buried themselves alive, basically. And they're, yes, and they're bullshit, basically. Because many of you are not very much involved in that thinking process. You have moved out, moved on, become a better person, become a different person, and realize there's other layers of reality. Yes, you connect to India and Machu Picchu, because they're playing a big part of high energies. Higher dimensional energies come into all shapes and forms. But those places are activation places. Your Egypt is the area of renewal. As many of you see through your third eye, Egypt looks very different than the one you see in your physical. That's going to continue on. is once again your third dimensional human is going to fade out. It's going to lose its excitement for being where it's at. Yes, you are bringing a new era of the soul. Soul growth is always never easy, and as many of you realize, it's going to get easier for many of you that are already aware of this and harder for everyone else. It has not fully activated itself just yet. So you're in the kind of the growing pains of shifting your problems, healing your difficulties, difficulties can only last so long. You bring more of a positive timeline in where you feel better, and the rest of the world's losing their minds, basically. Meaning that because things that they thought was meaningful, like materialism, is no longer. And basically, how you're all connected to your objects, your bed, your chair, your home, all that's actually living within you. So, you're manifesting your reality, basically. It's a projection of your energy field. The way it was built is still a projection of yourself. The way, even if it's an old house, a new house, whatever it might be. Yes, you might drive around in a car with a weird color that shows the vibration you are at that time. Even the place that you live shows the vibration of you. Either way. And so why people live in apartments is it connects to the energies of those that are around you. Some people have some different ways of operating. Yes, you can do the neighbors is a little bit different, but through a apartment is where you all have a contract. So you're all a contract to interact. It's kind of like being on a mothership in a certain way. A third dimensional mothership, yes, is not as pleasant as you'd like it to be. Once again, and that's the same thing when you sign a contract there. That's a little bit different because you're signing a contract for your house. What's that's between you and your realtor. When you go to an apartment or a condo, you're signing a contract for not just the condo, but everybody that's in it. So it goes on and on like that. So when you're signing a contract, even if you get a Disney World pass, you're actually signing a contract with the people that are going there. Even if you get a ticket, even if it's for a day, you still have a contract with those people that are there. Not just those that work there, but everyone that's going to be there also. Same thing with movies, same thing with everything. You have a mild contract, but still a contract of some kind. Same thing with your school. Many of those that incarnate in your school or go to your school, either way, you understand. You have a contract with them. Most of them, you realize that many, feel like they can get along with certain people, all by design, of course, because those are old friends. Those are life contracts. It's a little bit different than going to a theme park. Your school contract is a lot different because you're growing together. If you go to a theme park, you're all playing around looking like goofballs. But if you go to school, it's a lot different because you're developing within each other. So actually, that's a very deeper-rooted contract than you have anywhere else. In your early years, when you get older, it's not the same. But in the elementary years, the first 5 years, 5 years of school in your public school environment, that is the most crucial for your development. As a person who you're going to be, so it's all done on the design. Yes, the spirits have plenty to do to keep. Realize your world can be put together in a day through the spirit world, and of course, for it to be built, it takes a while. Just like you can draft up anything very quickly, but putting it together is a whole other story. And can take hundreds of millions of years, but in spirit, that's like a day basically. So, but you're here to. Yes, you have a contract with nature, and nature's contract also brings in weather anomalies, and that sometimes is showing the force, the energy field of what you're all feeling at that time. It's like, that person is a tornado, but all of us is like, sure, why not? We'll hang on. For dear life, basically. Some of you get out of town, some of you stay in, whatever it might be, you'll have different reasons for connecting with that. Same thing to do with other, yes, your California is basically a crowd of vibrations. Yes, there's a great amount of manipulation there. That's still here hidden for obvious reasons, because your collective isn't ready to fully see it. But it will eventually, but not the time. It's one of your anomalies that's never going to be fully understood. Right now. It's basically because the Earth is going through old life's lessons. Your third dimensional human is still part of the old-fashioned way of looking at things. So it's not ready to let go of its old. Look, newspapers went out of style. They still read a newspaper. Even clothing goes out of style. You still wear clothing. Basically, you can manifest your own clothing as you wish, in different ways better than you're doing right now. A little bit cleaner, let's put it that way, less programming and design into it, because programming and designing your clothes too to a certain degree. It puts out a vibration, and people wonder why they get the attention they do. Sometimes what you wear, not exactly who you are, it's what you're wearing. They say, why are all these people giving me attention? It's what you're wearing. It's another way of looking at it. Hairstyle has something to do with it, but mostly has the clothing. It all depends on the person, of course, not every situation. Yes, your government was brought to you by different worlds. Yes, to babysit your planet. Basically, your governments across your world are alien. So when aliens come and visit the aliens, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So your government's keeping the aliens away from humans, but your government's ran by aliens to begin with. So, of course they're going to have them there. Why not? Who else? I mean, who is else best for that? Your intelligence agencies also for aliens from other worlds. All your military corporations come from other planets, of course. Basically, help you the human experience for you to figure out who you want to be. Nobody really knows what you're here to be, what you're here to do. Nobody really cares because it's such an individual process. If you keep track of everybody, you probably lose your mind. Even as an alien being, you probably was like, this is too much to process. Your Arcturians are pretty good at processing a great deal, but even they get kind of burned out from your planet. They take it easy. They can connect to 1,000, a million people at once and even burn themselves out. They can hear the thoughts, the vibrations of it. And it's like they calculate it like a computer, and they can get overloaded mentally. Zetas operate in a different function, but your Arcturian is pretty much an alien spirit for the most part. It's connecting to the higher dimensions at different levels. It's fifth dimension to keep your world out of trouble, basically. And to bring in trouble, too, if you need it. If you need a feline to kind of rub things up for you to ascend quicker, they're going to do it. Or a reptilian fat batter. Reptilians are not as strong as they might seem. Yes, they are aggressors. They are everywhere. They might smell like snot. But they are, a weaker side of what's really going on here. Those are the true oppressors aren't really showing themselves. Yes, some of them are consequences of the entire situation there. You're also adding new timelines to your planet recently, why some of you are feeling a change. 2020 timeline, basically you're here to reactivate the Earth in a new way. The Earth's activation is, yes, a slow shift out of 3D. So you're kind of feeling like a new highway is being built, an energy highway. So let go of the old and allow the new to come in. Many of you have already built the foundation of what you want. Now you're just waiting. And the old is being slowly shifted out, as you can see. So, let's see. Greetings, we are the Zetas, we are of the 12th dimension. Greetings. Zeta is very much involved in human evolution. As the human was being developed, the Zeta was part of this creation process. An intellectual system. Yes, at first an AI brain, once you figure out what kind of biological brain to put in there into your current body. So not to say your human had an AI brain, but other humans have other realities, other planets at first, in the very early stages of it. I mean, if you have a mothership ran by an AI, why not a human? Until we want to figure out how to, the brain adjustments for a soul to enter, so the soul can actually stay in the body instead of cause difficulties for the body. When the soul enters the body, they can get, the body can fall apart because the soul energy is too strong. So that's why some of your souls incarnate in autism and things like that. Yes, because the energy is too strong. It's too strong for this body to handle. But they are not. Some of them need to be in a wheelchair because they can't handle to walk. Some of them are rather another fly, open up dimensions, open up realities. Instead, they're sitting in a wheelchair, minding their own business. Because their energy is too intense for this world. Somebody back laughed about that, but once again, what does your human know? Your human's just part of an old Neanderthal program of basically being a savage race. Not necessarily all of it is like that, but a good amount of it is. It's running on instinct. It's basically easy to program. So it's like all of the intellectual, high-dimensional thoughts moved out. Some of you have it, but most don't. So it's easy to program the mind. Now, of course, your humans will be very offended by that. But once again, they show that they might be offended by it, but they go by what they're told. The masters tell them. So the recipe, this is why these aliens get so obsessed with your planet. It's easy to control. This is why it is the way it is. It is too easy. Humans here are so easy to manipulate. Not all, but a good amount. They're easy to steer in different directions. And usually it's not good directions. Once again, the soul has not taken responsibility for its full self. Because you're part of a culture that won't do that. Since you're part of a war culture, most of your world is part of. Of course, not all of it, but a good part of it is. It's because it's all it knows. Yes, alien beings do incarnate and bring their own karma and start wars themselves, yes. Julius Caesar, for example, that's an alien being, came here to control your planet, did an excellent job, as you can see, and caused much bloodshed here because he felt like he had. So your aliens are here in human form. Yes, they're here as gods, and then they come here as humans. No surprise that I imagine many of you are already into that boat of understanding. I mean, obviously, Julius Caesar isn't aware of his alien roots, but incarnated with high dimensional knowledge and ran through this world without a problem and controlled a great deal. Alexander the Great was just a conqueror. Actually, he didn't really want to be a conqueror, but he needed some kind of purpose, and that was the purpose of the day. Alexander the Great could do pretty much anything, but at that time, war was needed to bring countries together to build things. Even your Genghis Khan was very much a necessity for basically to expand the Asian race into a new direction, bringing new technologies. Because it was kind of, yes, warmongers, yes, call them negative, advance your society. And that's what your world's going to realize. Negativity advances your world on many different levels. You might not be too happy about that, but after World War II, maybe you got a microwave oven and a nice computer and air conditioning. And of course, you're not going to contribute to that time period, but you might want to take another glance at it. It's just disguised, but not forever. So, our message is short tonight, so let's see.